Hey, it's Rory with searchandchow.com. Today is the 1st of April, but we won't be making fools out of you. Instead, we will be discovering a new smartphone. I say new, but actually everybody saw this in January already. It's just that now it's in Malaysia, so yeah. It is the OnePlus 10 Pro 5G. Bam! Alright, so this time we don't have like a big fancy media box. We have the normal retail box in its orange glory. So the model that we have here is the OnePlus 10 Pro 5G with 12 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of storage, and volcanic black. Hell yeah. Yeah. It's a bit dirty, sorry. Here we have the standard set of things that you get with your phone. Paperwork in this neat little container. Then we also have a case. Here we go. That is the OnePlus case. And as you can tell, that's a massive camera bump. Holy moly. But the case this time doesn't feel like sandstone. Actually, no, the last time also didn't feel like sandstone. It's just that we had sandstone cases as well. But there's no need to worry about it not feeling like sandstone because we have a better solution to that. OnePlus has a better solution to that. And that is the phone itself. But we'll touch on that a little bit later. What else do we have in the box? There we go. An 80-watt SuperVOOC fast charger included in the box. So big, but it's still A, which means the cable provided will be USB-A to C. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the box. Nothing else. The material itself, does it feel more premium? I can't tell. But it's time for the star of the show. So in case you have been living under a rock, you'll know that the OnePlus 10 Pro is actually the flagship smartphone for OnePlus. It is the most capable device that they make, and this year, the only one that they're launching in Malaysia for now, at this moment. I don't know if more will come, but it looks like this is what we are getting, the OnePlus 10 Pro 5G, and we're only getting one spec for it. So this model is powered by a Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor with 12 gigs of LPDDR5 RAM and also 256 gigs of internal storage. I like the amount of RAM and the processor, but I feel like 256 gigs is a little bit on the low side when it comes to a high-end flagship smartphone, especially if this is the only model that you're bringing in, right? I would have liked to see 512. That would have been good, but I guess for 2022, 256 is still enough to tide you over. But as you may notice, for me, the thing that I like the most about this particular model is this like sandstone-like back. Oof, it feels really good. It's like matte, so people who hate fingerprints, they're gonna love this because it doesn't pick up any smudges, honestly. Maybe if you try really hard, you can get it to smudge. But whatever you do, don't touch the camera module. It is huge. It looks like, you know, your induction cooker stove. And it's just as fingerprint as one of those. The camera in this thing though is a bit more, is quite capable obviously, because they have this working partnership with Hasselblad. So on paper, the specs are quite impressive. You get a triple camera setup at the back. And the main camera is a 48 megapixel wide angle camera with an f1.8 aperture lens, and it uses the Sony IMX789 sensor, which I believe makes it the same sensor as the one that was on the OnePlus 9 Pro before this, but correct me if I'm wrong. And then there are two more supporting cameras. So you get an 8 megapixel telephoto camera with the ability to give you 3.3 times optical zoom, because you know 3 times is so midstream, they need to have the 0.3 there. And also a 50 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, which uses a Samsung sensor. I believe it's the ISOCELL JN1. So yeah, it sounds like a very capable camera system. And then you have this like, I don't know what this is, this like flash module. It looks crazy. So I'll be interested to see what that's like. Obviously, I'm in a room now, so I can't really, you know, take like a bunch of fancy photos, but we'll give it a shot. We'll take some photos. So this is what I see. What is that shutter sound? I want to take this one. Is that supposed to be the Hasselblad shutter sound? Is it, Zach? Because you use single lens. You use Hasselblad one, right?
Medium format camera that makes up sound.
Nonsense lah. But it is the wacky, in case you didn't get a clear sound. It is nice though. I don't know how medium format that is, but it sounds... Is it also the same for the selfie camera? So in case you don't know, it's a 32 megapixel selfie camera, which is double that of the OnePlus 9 Pro in terms of megapixels. So there's way too much detail already. Like, my face doesn't need this many megapixels, honestly. It does, it makes that medium format camera sound also. Oh my god. Also, the shutter button is orange. Is that a medium format camera thing? Zach's shaking his head. Obviously, in being distracted with the camera, I forgot to talk about the screen. But this smartphone has a pretty nice screen up front, okay? So as you can tell, it is curved on the sides, but not like super duper curved like, let's say, a Huawei Mate smartphone would be. It is just so slightly curved, which gives it that sort of infinity look, but I don't think you'll have like a big problem with palm rejection. It seems to be fine. The screen itself is also really nice. So it's a 6.7-inch WQHD Plus display, and it's an AMOLED panel, obviously. And the thing that in case you're not familiar with like WQHD Plus, it's basically 2K but with a wider, so because it's taller, right? So it's a 2K resolution screen, and you get a 120 Hertz refresh rate, or up to 120 Hertz because it's variable, right? From 1 to 120, which means you get these really smooth, buttery, can you see that? Which is nice to see. I mean, if you're making a high-end flagship smartphone, which this is, you need to have one of these screens. You cannot go around with that 60 Hertz nonsense anymore. Even the freaking Redmis are giving you fast refresh rate, okay? And also other things include HDR10 Plus certification, which is useful for watching videos, and a peak brightness of 1300 nits. So I mean, on paper, the display specs already make it like, you know, as good as like a Samsung, you know, flagship panel, as good as some of the best out there, which is really nice. And yet, I feel like this isn't too big. 6.7, okay, 6.7 was quite big lah, right? But they've done it well, the management. Though I have to say, my favorite thing about this phone is definitely the build. I think the build and the feel. Well, I talked about the sandstone texture already, right? But it's also a really nicely put together smartphone, right? Normally, brands like to offset the matte frosted back with a glossy frame because a bit of textural variety for your fingers. But OnePlus was like, no, we're gonna give you matte frame as well. Which makes it a very slippery phone to hold on to. It's a bit tricky, and I wouldn't put a case on this because I like that a lot. And also, even though I really like green smartphones, I think I like the black one a little bit more. Based on photos, I haven't seen the green one in real life yet. But we will be getting the green one, like you will be able to buy this in Malaysia. So if you do get the green one, let me know. Nice or not. But yeah, the tolerances also between the frame and the, you know, the screen in front and the sides where all the corners meets, the seams, they're all really nice and well finished. It's nicely machined off. But yeah, I mean, it's a nicely put together smartphone, but you also find this in a lot of high-end Android smartphones, so I guess it's not that special. One thing you won't find though, and I wish you would find more often in Android phones anyway, is the alert slider. Boop! It is a OnePlus staple where you get to cycle between all sound for everything, silent, and also vibrate. So it's like a better version of the Apple slider. And I wish more people did it because I think it's just so useful. But until For now, all you'll find it is on OnePlus devices. Keeping the lights on is a 5,000 milliamp hour battery with support for 80 watt fast wired charging and 50 watt fast wireless charging. The 5,000 milliamp hour battery, I think, is like, for a phone like this, is the minimum nowadays, which is good. At least they are not giving you like a 4,500 milliamp hour battery, which is like... But I am happy to see both fast wired and wireless charging on this device. Even though like the charging is SuperVOOC, so it is a proprietary charging standard. But they do give you the brick. They don't make you buy another one for like 200 bucks, which is nice. Ooh, so I also heard that this phone has stereo speakers, so let's try that out. This is the Volkswagen Arteon R-Line 4Motion, and coming in at just over 250,000 ringgit, it's going straight for the BMW 3 Series and Mercedes-Benz. This is called the Moon Swatch, and it is a limited edition.
It's not limited edition, huh?
Huh? Not limited edition?
No.
Then why everyone queuing up for?
Because they saw.
Speaker-wise, it's okay. I think I wish there was more volume. I feel like I always do that with like, that's always something I want with stereo speakers. I wish there was a bit more volume. Left-right separation is okay, but obviously, again, the bottom speaker is a little bit more full. But it's not bad. It's decent. Like, it's on par, is what I would say. What I was like excited about is the vibration. Dude, this thing has a lot of this. The OnePlus has just nailed the vibration motor. It's just so good. It's like on YouTube, if you double tap, there's like a little like very nice. Finally, I want to talk about the software. That is the last feather in the OnePlus cap, because this smartphone that we're getting in Malaysia, or the global version basically, is not the same as the one that launched in China, because that one had Color OS as, you know, the Android skin that's running on this device. But we will be getting Oxygen OS 12, that's built on top of Android 12 out of the box, and that is great. On top of that, you are also guaranteed 3 software updates, 3 Android version updates with this smartphone, and 4 years of security patches, which is, again, that is like, I think that's what all high-end smartphone manufacturers are offering right now. So it's really good to see the OnePlus is committing to that. Before this, I mean, to be fair, I think OnePlus was okay with the software update because their OS was always like very stock, right? Their skin was very stock. But it's still nice to see that commitment. Obviously, we have seen brands like Nokia make that commitment before, and we all know what happened there because they did not update their devices. But I guess OnePlus is a better track record, in my opinion. So yeah, that's nice to see. All right, now it's time for the price, everybody's favorite topic. By the time you watch this video, obviously the price will be announced already. So this smartphone, there will only be one variant available in Malaysia. It is this one with 12 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of internal storage. The price is 4,199 ringgit. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. The days, if you needed more evidence of the days of OnePlus being no longer that affordable, never settle smartphone, there you go, 4,199 ringgit. That means you can get an S22 for less money. Is the S22 a better smartphone? Debatable. But it is definitely a more affordable smartphone. So 4,199 ringgit is the price that you have to pay. There will be no pre-order promotions though, but there will be like a first sale promotion. So this device will go on sale in Malaysia on the 5th of April. And the first 25 customers who buy it on Lazada and Shopee, 25 each, so altogether 50 customers, will get a OnePlus watch worth 699 ringgit for free. So that's quite nice. So if you are interested in this smartphone, be one of the 25 lah. On top of that, it will also be available on the official OnePlus Malaysia store. So yeah. Yeah, that's it for this video. That's it for the OnePlus 10 Pro 5G in Malaysia. If you have any thoughts, comments, make sure you leave them down below. I'd love to hear what you think, especially like die-hard OnePlus fans, seeing your company stray further and further away from the light of affordable smartphones. it breaks my heart. I used to have a OnePlus One, literally the black sandstone one, but now, no more OnePlus. Too expensive lah. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell icon so that you'll be informed whenever we post a brand new video. You can also like us on Facebook. We are also on TikTok. I recently am on the Soya Chinchao TikTok, so make sure you go there and tell them you want more Rory. And so you can follow us there. But our home on the internet will always be at soyachinchao.com. So I guess I'll see you in the next video then. Bye.